Goat clean milk production and processing for value addition. All we know the goat trivia. Goat are the oldest form of livestock production along with the sheep, and it is more versatile than most forms of livestock along with the sheep. First animal to be used for milk by human. Goat is the first animal that their milk is used by the human being, and it is brought to the America by the Columbus in 1493. There is one fact about the goat and sheep. They do not have the teeth in the upper front jaw. So more than you realize, we have seen the potential of dairy goats. From the dairy goats, we have the dairy products, skincare products, and meat. We have seen the potential for meat goats and meat byproduct for health and nutrition, and the potential as for dog and cat food. And what potential do you see for goat and value-added production? A dairy goat has the potential to be a good goat meat, but we know the meat goats, they do not make the good dairy animals. So we choose the dairy animals for their milk production as well as for meat production. When we think the value added, we often tend to think of the dairy goats and their milk. While dairy goats has lots of potential, meat goats and goat meats also have the potential for value-added products. So, first of all, we know what is the milk. Milk is the food which exclusively sustains us during the first few months of our life. So, what is the raw milk? It is the lacteal secretion practically free from cholesterol, obtained by the complete milking of one or more healthy cows. And if we talk about the goat milk, we have to prefix the name goat before the milk, as it has a specialty that is the goat milk. The term milk is also used for white color, non-animal beverage resembling milk in color and texture, such as soy milk, rice milk, almond milk, and coconut milk. The contamination of milk and milk products, the milk is sterile at secretion in the udder, but it contaminated by the bacteria even before it leaves the udder. Further, infection of the milk by microorganisms can take place during the milking, during handling, storage, and other pre-processing activities. So there are few types of microorganisms usually found in the milk. There are Streptococcus, Lactis, Bacillus subtilis, Achromobacter, and coliform bacteria. They are usually found in the milk. The physical properties of the milk, if we talked about the acidity, the fresh milk pH is 6.5 to 6.7 at 25 degrees centigrade, and the viscosity depends upon the amount of fat, size of the fat globule, extent of clustering of the globule, homogenization and aging increase the viscosity. And the freezing point is minus 0.55 degrees centigrade. Addition of the 1% of milk water to the milk, the freezing point decreases by minus 0.0055 degrees centigrade. Boiling point is more than 100, that is the 100.2 degrees centigrade of the milk. And there are certain platform tests of the raw milk at the reception desk. So what is the objective of these platform tests? For the examination of milk by adopting these rapid tests for acceptance or rejections, whether it is accepted or rejected at the initial level, at the initial level of the milk at the collection center also. Organoleptic tests, Cloton boiling test, alcohol test, sediment test, or resurgent test. These tests we can perform at the reception level. These organoleptic evaluation tests, or we can check the odor or smell, their general appearance, color, consistency, and temperature. And the Cloton boiling tests to determine the stability of the milk for heat processing. It is very easy, and within 5 minutes you can check the quality of the milk at the collection center. So take 5 ml of milk in the test tube, put this on the boiling water bath for 5 minutes, remove the test tube for water bath without shaking, not any acid smell or precipitated particles on the side of the test tube. So this is the very simple and easy test, that is a clot on boiling test. Other is the alcohol test to detect the abnormal milk such as cholesterol or mastitis present in the milk. So it is very easy. Take 5 ml of milk in the test tube, add equal quantity of 68% ethyl alcohol, that is the ethanol. Mix the content of the test tube by inverting several times and examine the tube and noted any coagulation. If coagulation has occurred, fine particles of the curd will be visible on the inside surface. Presence of the flake and curd denotes the positive alcohol test. Such samples should be rejected. So other is the sediment test to know the extent of the visible dirt present in the milk as a mark of clean milk production. So to confirm the cleanliness of the milk, whether the milk is produced wholesome milk or by adopting the hygienic practices. So for this, take a milk sample from the well-stirred can of the milk with the help of sampling deeper. Filter the milk through properly adjusted firm link disc held in the sediment tester so that a filtration area of 28 mm in diameter is exposed. Remove the cotton disc from the sediment tester after filtration and compare the line time cotton disc with the standard disc as indicated below. So you can there are another test for 2 minutes Reservoir test to determine the extent of bacteriological quantity of the milk. So we can do the milk sample thoroughly by inverting from one another container for 10 ml of the sample, heat in previously sterilized test tube, add quickly 1 ml of this dye, that is the Reservoir solution or dye in the test tube, mix the milk and dye thoroughly by inverting 2-3 times and place the tube in the water bath at the temperature as 37 degrees centigrade for 2 minutes. The tube are then removed from the water bath. Compare the color of the test tube with standard disc until the colors are matched under comparator. And record the number of the disc or color. If the color falls between the two disc number, record the half value. So we can determine the other by determination of the fat in the milk, and the price of the milk is fixed on its fat content, and to determine the fat level in the milk by Gerber method. So we can estimate the fat percentage or fat content of the milk. And for this, we have to use the two solutions, that is the sulfuric acid and amyl alcohol. So by this method, it is a simple method. We can determine the fat percentage in the milk, and determination of a titrable acidity of the milk. So in this, we fill the burette with the N/10 NaOH solution. This is the simple procedure that you can follow, and you can detect the titrable acidity of the milk, and you can calculate the percent lactic acid in the milk. So you can easily determine the titrable acidity, that is the lactic acid content in the milk present. And you can also determine the specific gravity of the milk. So to determine the basic nature of the milk and to decide the nature of adulteration of the milk, so we have to estimate the specific gravity of the milk by this simple method. You can easily calculate the specific gravity, that is the corrected lactometer reading by 1000 plasma 1. So this is the specific gravity you can easily estimate. So you can determine the total solid of the milk or solid not fat. So to estimate the level of total solid content of the milk and to decide the quality of the milk on the basis of the total fat and SNF. So you can determine by gravitymeter method or by use of the formula or by Rickman scale. So it is very simple. You can calculate the total solid, the weight of the residue, and upon the weight of the milk sample, and multiply by 100. You can calculate by this recommend scale also, and by this ISI formula. So there are different species for cow, milk from cow, human, buffalo milk, goat milk, and sheep. We have to compare their nutrients in 100 gram. The nutrient composition, the water is uh, more in cow milk and human milk, but it is less in sheep, but equal amount of water in goat. But buffalo have less, that is 83.39%. Calorie, we can see the highest calorie in sheep milk and the lowest in the cow milk. Likewise, protein, fat content, carbohydrate, cholesterol level. The cholesterol level, we can see the highest cholesterol level in case of buffalo milk, but it is quite less in goat milk. And percentage of calcium, phosphorus, sodium, potassium, you can see the potassium content in the goat milk, it is quite high. That is the 204 milligram. And vitamin C content is also high, and vitamin A, riboflavin. This is the comparative composition of the milk from different species, especially value-added products from the dairy goats, the in original form, raw milk versus processed organic versus natural, and grade A versus grade B. And for further processed cheese, ice cream, yogurt, kefir, and butter also. So if we compare especially the cow milk and goat milk, you can see the milk composition, 1 gram, that is the protein content is almost equal. The fat content is less in goat milk. We have talked earlier, the carbohydrate and sugar content is less in goat milk rather than cow milk. The goat milk works for those with lactose, as Dr. P.K. Singh has told earlier, that the importance of goat milk, it works as a medicinal, it works as a medicine for the human beings. Goat milk works for those with lactose intolerance. Goat milk is more easily digested than cow milk, as its molecules are smaller and more easily absorbed into the digestive system. So it is easily digestible. So for this, we have to process the milk, and the milk processing, there are clarification, homogenization, pasteurization, fortification, bleaching, and dehydration. So one by one, we discuss the clarification, removal of the small particles. So the straw, hair, etc. from the milk, we have to remove them, and it is based on the density. So bacteriophagation, the centrifugation, separation of the microorganisms from the milk, and microfiltration, we can do the microfilter membranes of 1.4 microgram or less can lead to the reduction of the bacteria or spores up to 99.9%. And homogenization of the milk to prevent the cleaning or rising of the fat to the top of the container of the milk. So homogenization, the process of homogenization permanently emulsifies the fine fat globules by a method that pump milk under a high pressure, that is 2000 to 2500 pound per square inch psi through the small mesh orifices of a homogenizer. So homogenization mechanically increases the number and reduces the size of the fat globules, so resulting in the milk that maintains more uniform composition with improved body and texture and a whiter appearance, richer flavor, and more digestible curd. So, and other is the pasteurization. Pasteurization is a relatively mild heat treatment, especially to destroy the disease-causing microorganisms and inactive enzymes to extend its shelf life. So it should be followed by immediate cooling of the product to pump to the temperature sufficiently low to check the growth of microorganisms which are resistant to temperature. So the pasteurization causes minimal sensory and nutritive changes in the food. Some vitamins levels are reduced, mainly B1 and vitamin C. So there are different methods of pasteurization. That is, one is the low temperature long time method. In this, the milk is heated by the steam at 65 degrees centigrade for 30 minutes, and it also called the holding or batch method. And other method is the high temperature short time method. In this, that heat treatment of 72 degrees centigrade for 15 seconds and followed by rapid cooling to below less than 10 degrees centigrade, and also called continuous system or flash pasteurization. And third one is the ultra high temperature. In this, the temperature is about 150 degrees centigrade, that is 149.5 degrees centigrade for 1 second also. So it is a rapid method of pasteurization. And we can do other the alkaline phosphatase test. There is an enzyme, that is the alkaline phosphatase, present in the raw milk. It serves as a built-in indicator to gauge the adequacy of the pasteurization. This test indicate the quality, indicate the accuracy of the pasteurization. Inadequate pasteurization of the raw milk reveals the presence of high alkaline phosphatase activity. So it is so sensitive that it gives positive in the presence of even 0.1% raw milk added, or if the pasteurization temperature is less by 1 degree Fahrenheit. So this is the test for the adequacy of the pasteurization. So to increase the viscosity and appearance as well as the nutritive value of the low-fat milk may be added to milk. This addition allows the milk to reach a 10% MSNF, and it will take a protein fortified or fortified with protein on the label. So another method of processing is the bleaching. Bleaching carotenoid and chlorophyll pigments in the milk may be desirable. According to FDA, allows the benzoyl peroxide or a blend of it with the potassium alum, calcium sulfate, and magnesium carbonate to be used as a bleaching agent in the milk. The weight of the benzoyl peroxide must not exceed 0.002% of the weight of the milk, and the potassium alum, calcium sulfate, and magnesium carbonate individually or 246 proteins combined must not be more than 6 times the weight of the benzoyl peroxide. And the vitamin or its precursor may be destroyed in the bleaching process. Therefore, sufficient vitamin A is added into the milk, or in case of the cheese making, to the curd. So last method, another method is the dehydration. We can do the dehydration by separate drying, drum drying, or by freeze drying. And the effect of heat on the milk, the coagulation of the protein at 66 degrees centigrade, and increasing temperature and length of the heating may break the fat emulsion if the protein film around the fat globules break. Thus, the fat will coalesce, and high heat also forms greater amount of coagulum at the bottom of the pan, and low heat. And there will be a Maillard reaction or non-enzymatic browning. We can say the carbonyl amine browning reaction between the free carbonyl group of a reducing sugar and the free amino group of the protein. Maximum effect is with the lysine followed by tryptophan and arginine. And there is a scum formation, destruction of the microorganism at the higher temperature, and the scorching of the milk. That is the heating over the hot water stirring can prevent it, and color and flavor and digestibility. And the effect of the polyphenolic compound, effect of the phenolic compound. The phenolic compounds are in the some plant materials, including fruits, vegetable, tea, coffee, and other coagulate milk. Baking soda may be added to the milk combinations to shift the pH and control curdling. It is not recommended as it destroys the vitamin C in the product. And salt, calcium and phosphate salt present in the milk or salty foods or addition of the salt, that is the sodium chloride, can curdle the milk. And the effect of the enzymes, the renin, that is the chymosin, is a proteolytic enzyme. It coagulates the casein. Calcium is not released in the whey, but remains attached to the casein. And the factors affecting the renin coagulation, the temperature 40 to 42 degrees centigrade, optimum temperature, heating milk before enzyme action, over 65 degrees centigrade, pH of the milk at best at 5.8 pH. And the concentration of the constituents, agitation. And there are some tips for the storage of the milk. Pick up as one of the last item in the store, refrigerate as soon as it's possible, use milk in order to purchase from individual refrigerator at home, and refrigerate after opened. The dry milk should be refrigerated after reconstituted. Do not pour unused milk back into the original container, and closed container so milk will not absorb flavor. And the canned milk stored in cool, dry place, rotate and turn cans upside down in storage every few months. So there are organically organically produced milk and dairy products represent a growing segment of the food industry in the UK and Europe. Organic milk is produced under standards controlling production and handling. Generally, organic milk production fall under the regulation concerned with the chemical and pesticides use, grazing access for cows, and the genetically modified GMOs, antibiotics and hormones, where this is of relevance. Reasons for opting for organic products vary. The main drivers can be related to human health, animal welfare, environmental or social issues. So we can prepare the cheese, culinary appearance, the hard cheese, soft cheese, flavored, and we can check, we can see the nutrient comparison per ounce in the bovine cream cheese or in the goat soft cheese. You can see the protein content is almost double in case of goat cheese, and fat content is almost half. In case of goat cheese, cholesterol content is almost half as compared to the bovine cream cheese. And also the goat cheese works for those with lactose intolerance. It is more easily digested than cow milk due to the fact that its molecules are smaller and more easily absorbed into the digestive system. Manufactured products from the goat milk, skin and hair care products, shampoos, bath salts, soap, body lotions, baby lotions, hand creams, shaving creams, and washing detergents from the soap. So other ideas, the protein powder we can make from the goat milk, that is the goat milk products, gift boxes, agritourism. Nowadays it is very popular agritourism, that is the goat dairy farms. People used to visit there along with their families, their kids. They love the kids, and they take the selfies and upload on their status. So it is a very popular agritourism dairy goat farms. Whitewash, the animals can be further processing into meat, hides, leather, apparel, and clothes. So the good quality proteins, we can see the biological value is over 90% and easily digestible. We can say the only substance that contains lactose, which is essential for the poor source of iron, but not a good source for niacin, but excellent source of tryptophan. The major source of calcium and riboflavin. You can see the milk products are sold in a number of varieties based on the types and degree. So there are so many products. That is the cottage cheese, cheddar, and organic we can see the fat content half and half, the fermentation, buttermilk, flavoring, chocolate, homogenization, cream top, reduction of the elimination of the lactose, and mammal, that is the cow, goat, or sheep, the packaging, pasteurization, water content. Also, the non-fermented products, we can make the whey protein concentrates, skim milk, evaporated milk, or sweetened condensed milk. The toned milk, the double toned milk, the combined milk, or the filled milk. We can see the lactose-free milk. We can prepare the UST processed milk, standard milk, dry milk, khoa. We can prepare from the milk. Chana, ice cream. These are the popular milk products. Butter, it is the fermented milk product. Ghee, buttermilk, yogurt, Srikhand, cheese. Cheese is made of Cajun. Varieties of cheese are different according to their flavor, texture, type of milk, salt, and seasoning. Salt that we are adding, the type of bacteria, mold species used for in ripening, manufacturing, and processing method. So cheese, there are curd, in the curd formation, curd cutting, curd cooking, curd drainage, childering, salting the curd, and then pressing. Ripening 60 days to 12 months depending on the flavor required under the controlled conditions of temperature and humidity. Changes from a blend through rubbery mass to a full flavored soft product. Renin splits protein into the peptones, peptides, increase the B vitamin, and improves the cooking quality. Cheese has limited keeping quality, requires refrigeration, should be kept cold and dry, that is wrapped in wax, vapor, or metal foil. So raw milk, we can remove the water, sanitation, fat separation, or coagulation caseins. After fat separation, we can make the cream and butter phase, that is up in sanitation, pasteurized, or UST method we can apply for this. So we can nowadays can see the milk, and many people, they adulterated the milk by adding some adulterants in the milk. So there are some rapid tests for testing adulteration of the milk and milk products. I visited the NDRI, that is the National Dairy Research Institute at Karnal. They had developed certain rapid strip test for testing these adulterants. These rapid tests are available for the following, for the determination of urea adulteration, sucrose, glucose, detergent, neutralizers, maltodextrin, or hydrogen peroxide. So we can check these adulterants in the milk at our home also. These strips, they are available with them, and they sell to the organization or in the market. So there are rapid tests for checking adulteration in the milk. So they are rapid, easy to use, more sensitive than conventional method. And for sucrose, they are very, their method is very easy. The prepared strip dipping into the milk, and you can observe the color of the change in the strip after 10 minutes. So within 10 minutes, you can check the adulteration of the milk with the sucrose. So you can check the characteristics of this strip. The limits of the detection is 100 milligram per 100 ml, and you can enhance the sensitivity, quick result, shelf life, easy to use, and end user, that is the milk collection center. You can use this strip at their reception dock, and the dairy industries, household, and even household levels. You can check the adulteration of the sucrose in the milk by this strip, and it is not too costly. I think it costs hardly 10 rupees per strip there. Likewise, we can check the glucose adulteration in the milk. They have developed excellent strip or for the quick detection of the adulteration in the milk. Detergent, we can check the adulteration of the milk with the detergent, and they have developed excellent strips there. You can buy from them or from the market, or they sell to the organizations also. Maltodextrin by the strip test, even hydrogen peroxide, we can check the adulteration of the S2O2 in the milk. Also sodium chloride, and also there is a antibiotic residue. You can check the antibiotic residue in the milk at the dairy farms. So by this method, they have developed, you can check or you can detect these adulteration in the milk. Paper strip or rapid detection of the pesticide also. If we want to detect the pesticide residue in the milk, so they have developed the paper strips for this detection. And also the micro technique for the detection of the enterococci in the milk. So for the quality or for hygienic production of the milk, you can check the microorganisms, enterococci in the milk through this technique. They have the enterococci fecalis, E. coli, or you can detect with this strip. So there are so many strips. There you can detect the adulteration from the pesticide residue or even the microbiological quality of the milk by these rapid tests. So thank you